It only takes a cinder for a phoenix to rise.
Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Space Wizard Total War. Today we'll be starting up a brand new campaign which we are replacing our Rome to Carthage run, conquering the old world as Malekith, the true Phoenix King. Once again we'll be weaving two of my favorite mods, the SFO Grimmhammer overall mod for all the tweaks and changes it makes to campaign and faction mechanics, battles, AI behavior, and units, and tons more awesome stuff. The other major mod we'll have for running is the Old World custom map, which is an incredible, much more true to lore version of the Old World, a total of 809 settlements. Give Vinris and Chaos Robbie both some support and love, and check out these mods. The list we're using for this and the other two SFO Old World series will be in the description below. For the foreseeable future, I'll be running SFO and Old World together, that way it's much more easy to differentiate the Old World custom map from the Immortal Empire series. With all that out of the way, let's get into our Malekith campaign. Normally, if you are running the Old World campaign, the starting faction here in Nagranath, which is the starting settlement here up in Albion, is actually going to be not Malekith. It is going to be, if you come on into the mod configuration tool, we'll be able to see, it's actually going to be normally Malice Darkblade that starts here. But since I'd rather try a bit of more of a challenge, we're going to throw in Malekith and see if we can conquer the Old World with the true Phoenix King. So Malekith, I've also switched over the Uzkalak starting faction. Instead of being Astrogoth, I've switched this on over to Zatan. See if that changes anything up. He is a little bit more aggressive usually than Astrogoth, but he's also better in melee. He doesn't have any of the magic, so we'll see if that changes things any on the campaign. So back on in here. In Nagranath, Malekith has brought his rebellious dreadlords to heel and now sets about bringing the entire world under his dominion. For his starting army, he's going to have a very basic one with some bleak swords, some dark shards, some dread spears, a cold one chariot unit, and then a squad of the Black Guard of Nagaron. So we need to quickly get some extra cavalry and some artillery in, because he actually is going to be one of the few factions that does not start with any. His faction effects are going to be the Glory to Malekith, Sacrifices, and Unique Slave Buildings. We're going to be gaining extra allegiance points, plus 50%, all alliances with Dark Elves. Diplomatic relations also plus 25 with Dark Elves. We will have 2 additional loyalty for all of our new recruits, 10% less upkeep for all of our Black Guard of Nagaron, Dread Spears, Bleak Swords, and Dark Shard units. So all of your core Dark Elf units, you'll be gaining a nice 10% discount to. We'll have unique units, the Manticore Lords, the Shadowfire Guard, and High Elf units after taking the Shrine of Assyrian, which we're definitely not going to be able to do, so no High Elf units for Malekith this time. Lord effects for the King are going to be 10 extra control for the local province, 10% less construction costs for all buildings he is in the province of, and then he's going to drop everyone's leadership by 10. It's pretty devastating. As we saw a little bit earlier, he's going to start in the very northern part of the Albion. Alright, we're going to try that again. For the lore, Malekith the Witch King is the supreme ruler of Nagaroth, and the eternal enemy of the High Elves. Long ago, he sought the claim of Ulthuan's crown. The flames of Assyrian left him scarred by fire and twisted with hatred. In the years since, Malekith has many times attempted to scour Ulthuan from the face of the world. Each time has been undone by cruel fate or the incompetence of craven underlings. Yet the Witch King is immortal, and knows he will outlast those who foolishly believe themselves his betters. The day is fast approaching where his old debts and insults will finally be repaid, and Malekith will do anything within his power to hasten its arrival. Yes, he's a very sassy lad. We're going to come on into these settings. He's going to be playing with a very hard campaign, very hard battle difficulty. I'm going to remove all of the in-game scenarios because I'm pretty sure they do not work in the Old World, and if they do, go ahead and correct me in the comments. I'm happy to be wrong there. We'll switch in one of the hard ones for the next campaign. But for our AI stats modifier, I like everything set to completely neutral. That way all of the different factions keep all of their unit identities. We don't want Skaven slaves fighting and winning against a squad of Bleak Swords. That would make no sense. Coming on back to the Dark Elves, and let's start our campaign. Onward.
All bow before the Witch King.
Indeed, it took you a while to say that. And as always, if any of you have any tips, tactics, and suggestions for how to best play the Druki, leave those in the comments. Help the guild become stronger as a whole. I will definitely need the extra help, and there's definitely some others out there that are likely in need of your knowledge. So how they play, Nagaron, we need to capture slaves, oh, I'm going to call them laborers this time, to receive greater bonuses from certain buildings and enable instant building construction. Use diktats and sacrificial rites to maintain a slave population and gain additional effects. We'll be performing the Sacrifice to Mathland rite to enable the summoning of Black Arcs. We'll make use of their unequaled invasion support capabilities. They've got all sorts of awesome effects we can use with the Sky Cauldron, Soul Rain, and the Kane's Lash. One projectile, but it does all the damage. Kane's Nuke. Construct the Shrine of the Widowmaker, the Shrine of Kane. That is not going to happen here, so we're going to ignore that one entirely. Before going too much further, let's show off the graphic settings we're rolling with. Yes. Purple. Brief more moment on here, and we'll get back to the game. We've got Admiral Bane. See here, that's an awesome name, but instead, you're going to be Admiral Kevin. And our first Admiral shall be our Kevin for this campaign. He's followed us long, and he's a very tired lad, but he has to keep fighting. So let's bring Admiral Kevin on towards shore here.
Set the sails.
Set the sails. I can discourage these lads from coming on over and fighting. So near us, besides a bit of frame drop, we've got the Citadel of Lead. Who are our factions that we have met? We're in a really bad place here in Albion. This is full of most of the kind of the side chaos factions. We've got a couple of Wood Elf squads. Do you hear this is the factions met? There we go. Jade Court as well. We could be friends with the Jade Court, possibly. It would definitely behoove us to be more friendly with the Cathayans than enemies, because we have far more enemies on here. The Great Hogs. I mean, that by itself is going to be a problem. Cool. Let's get to it. Also got these Witch King's Authority, which is a new resource we'll have to be keeping up with here on Malekith's SFO faction, so we'll gain more through battles and just our major settlements. None would dare question Malekith in his presence. As he leads the Druchii on their reclamation of Ulthuan, the Witch King must maintain the balance of his followers' fear and respect. Indeed, so we can get a couple of buffs for the battlefield. Bone Crusher. Bloodbath of those Sisters of Slaughter. That's awesome stuff. The Witch King gives us some durational buffs to our faction itself. This authoring to Anathema is looking pretty spicy. Iron Fist. These look to be permanent buffs. 50% more targeting range for all spells. Sounds insane. Of course, Unbreakable for all of our Blackguard. Also pretty good. So we've got Military Ordnance. So it looks like a one-time use, but it just gives us that permanent. It is indeed. So we lose a bit of damage, but we gain a lot more resistances. Interesting. So we don't necessarily have to go for these, so it's Harmony or Destruction. Choosing anything from Harmony will lock everything in Destruction. Fair in either way. Permanent effect. And the Druchii. Each subjugation requires a Witch King's authority. It costs 100. It'll cost an additional 100 with each confederation. Right, so who do we want to add in first? Probably either Hellebron or Malice. Rakarth is someone we can probably recruit through a normal diplomacy, since he's on the map, actually. Alright, Malekith. Enough waffling. Let's get to our first battle. I do actually think we would have come in here and use some Witch King's authority to go for the authoring to Anathema. Extra research rate. I'm also curious to see how much of Malekith's Witch King authority we need, or how much we gain per battle, so in terms of extra research rate. Which we will start off by getting. Interesting, these are new. Meager offering for Bloody Sacrifice. Sacrifice 125 slaves and it contributes to murderous prowess. Whoa. That's brutal. Just in the middle of battle. Let's grab the Founded on Tyranny, though, as it gives us a little bit more growth right off the bat. Now we charge into Inger, and I've actually done a bit of testing on my own. You cannot reach Ockness if you put Hagrid into the army off the start, so we'll fight this first one with Malekith by himself. I was curious since he was so far away from us. First, we'll crush Ingrir, and then we'll move on.
End them.
Into them. Auto Resolve is giving us a close victory. No mammoths for this squad, though, thankfully. You have some extra missile resistance as long as they're out of melee. Oh, we've got some chariots to make sure that ends quite quickly. Alright, Loster Icklings. Prepare to meet Kane. Alright. All sorts of weird visual glitches at the beginning of this Malekith campaign has me a little bit worried. Winds of Magic 10 out of 50, it's not bad. We'll start deployment. And we will definitely go ahead and take the high ground here. This little jut of rock will be a nice thing to kind of break these marauders around. Let's go Oblique Swords. Interesting. Frayne's gonna be kind of fighting against us as well. Blackguard on this side. Malekith up front. I would prefer the Oblique Swords to charge after our Dread Spears. We may not get that to happen. He will feed them to the cold ones. We'll have these Dread Spears here. These swords ready to charge around, and then we can have the crossbow teams that have got a loud engine. Sounds like it's about to fall out of that car. I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna be right back. Alright, and we're back. Neighbors being what they are. Let's set up crossbows now, and we'll take a look at all of our units before we initiate the old battle. I think we definitely want all of the crossbow units up top. They actually don't have the most range, but these crossbows fire 2 bolts at once, which is as devastating as you'd expect it to be. I want Dread Spears up front.
Dealers in death. Dread Spears.
Everyone else can wait on them. Chariots can roll around to the outside and try to butcher some horsemen as they go. Units in position. Since these guys are all range, we'll put them together, but they're not quite the same. We'll look at our units. Starting with our Dark Shard.
The cold is glorious.
Indeed. We're going to be wanting to get the base version of these guys as fast as we can. This sneer. They look down on you the whole battle. Doesn't mean it necessarily goes all that well for them each time, but we'll do what we can to keep them alive. Stab each other in the back later on. Turkey Society is quite exciting. All in the wrong ways. Bleak Swords. Our elite Blackguard, which will be defending a Malekith to the death. It will be incredible once we start dealing with some enemies with some actual armor. These Marauders off the start are going to be a little bit of a waste of the motorist prowess. Witch King himself, it'd be cool that we could get versions of him that has his helmet off, or at least the face mask itself off. Angry Malekith. Got a gigantic blade. This would be so strangely weighted because of this thing here.
The air is chill.
Probably got some magic. Perfect. Don't complain. Classic spearmen. Wait, those are definitely not spearmen. Here they are.
Will not live to see the dawn.
Of course, that short, single-edged blade is a spear. Old Dread Spears. Last but not least, the Jurassic Park Enjoyers. Got the Dark Shards in the back. Pretty good chariot piece. Bladed wings on the sides of the chariots. I didn't realize these guys were there was like a uniwheel chariot. That's gotta be funkily balanced. Right. Let's slaughter some Marauders. Bring yourselves, fools.
Spreading misery.
Chariots.
So the chariots wide, I guess we attack them, so they're gonna wait on us to come to them. We refuse.
To destruction!
We got magic
I lust for
and chariots.
slaughter.
Chariots! The harpies shall dine well
Chosen
tonight.
of
We
King.
don't have any harpies. Don't lie to them.
Moving out.
You don't move in about 30 seconds, we're gonna start dropping all sorts of spicy doom from the sky. Much prefer to use this on his marauders. You're really not even gonna try to run away? You're just gonna let this happen? That's 100% armor piercing. There we go. They woke up a little bit now. Still, we're gonna send the ice wave through your line. We're gonna have Malekith retreat.
Malekith comes.
For the king!
Try to dodge that a little bit there, Malekith. He's gonna take a bit of damage from those javelins. It's not gonna feel great.
They shall suffer.
Onwards to murder!
Start hunting down their units.
As you say.
The dark shards are ready to help out.
Onward!
Start drawing them towards those dark shards.
Monstruki! Kill everything!
Much as you can there.
Monstruki!
The destroyer hungers.
I think a lot of this stuff is going to take a while to actually fall on down into enemy lines, so let's make sure we get a unit that's not moving.
We are ready!
Keep coming towards our line, fools.
Shards, make them bleed!
Dark shards will eviscerate you.
Witch King.
We'll wait for these broader horsemen to stop moving.
Lord of Nagara.
Rip some goodies through there. We can lash a Kane in here. Have these spearmen do nothing.
We are
You
ready!
turned fire on them.
Dark elves!
Bombardments are doing their worst.
All shall tremble.
Kane's lash is also going to be awesome. Let's see. Over here.
Malekith.
Bleak sword!
Bring the bleak swords up ever so slightly. Let's go ahead and charge these idiots so they're not standing here just throwing stuff at us.
Dark shards! Chariots!
Absolutely not.
Them!
Malekith, go ahead and fall back a bit.
Dread
Let
spears!
the dread spears everyone charge.
Dark elves! Dark shards! By Cain!
As you keep going through the line with those chariots. That is a ton of damage. Malekith, you keep falling back.
Rookie!
Blackguard, you rip apart these marauders.
Hack! Cut!
Find an enemy and slaughter them.
Malekith. I will.
Chariots, you keep
Blood
moving.
will flow.
No reason to take free damage.
I will.
Malekith gives him a single chop. Let's go ahead and flee. Running him over.
Eager for battle!
Bit of a miscast though, I don't like that. Two spears move to deal with that. As soon as the chariots are free, we'll turn them back around. Malekith, hunt them. Blackguard, you help.
Killers!
Turn back around and do as much damage as possible. He tried to turn and countercharge. It actually worked pretty well. Oh, so they thought. Extreme less leadership is going to be real bad here. Turn around, let's go after this group of Marauder horsemen. Malekith's taking a little bit of damage, let's fall back and let the Blackguard hold the line.
Dread spears! Murder awaits!
You guys move up.
Rookie forward!
Keep blanketing the fools in doom.
Nagarathi! Battle ready!
You guys keep chasing them. Malekith, you don't even have to do anything at all. Flash of Cain on these poor fools. They will likely stand. If you should have moved up a little bit so they'd be in range.
Kill them! Chariots!
They actually decided to stay and fight.
Eager for battle!
Very brave. Chariots, you press through though and go after those marauders if you decide to stay and fight.
Dread spears!
I train.
Well done, Druki. We have a lot of them to round up. Make them permanent workers here in
Bleak sword!
Nagranath, I believe is the name of our settlement.
Nagarathi! Cold-blooded!
I'll round them up and I'll catch you all in a moment.
Chariots!
And only 8 Druki fall in our first victory. We will go ahead and immediately send them back to the mines. Very tall, wasn't he? Is that our Malekith is small on the map. We'll have Malekith move on over now to Oknus.
Crush the weak.
Crush the weak. Surround them.
Merciless host. Attack.
My
The lost
dark heart
Eriklings
is
will never
yours.
get into our demands.
All
We'll
shall be
smush them.
mine.
Dreadlord of Nagaroth.
Bring you a little bit closer to...
Malekith,
Oh, hello there. Sacrifice to Hakarti has been unlocked. We'll start this battle in a second. You just give me a moment. Why is that one able to be performed? It can't be. It may have just been a single successful hero mission with sorceress.
Dreadlord of Nagaroth.
What can I build for you, Kevin? Absolutely nothing, but we could recruit in some more troopers. Be expensive, but probably very worth it.
The very air is
We'll get that in a moment. First, we pillage. They've got some ranged units of their own this time. How quaint. We will go ahead and you just a Marauder Spearman in unit. Perfect. We'll go ahead and pull our units back. Because we actually have to have line of sight for our Dark Shards to hit. So, pull them to here. Move up along this ridge line if we want to get full damage off. For them to blast in on these huntsmen or the skirmish cav running around. I'm actually going to throw dread spears in the inside of this formation. Back slightly. Trying to grab this unit here. Thank you. Malekith and the sorceress working together. Bleak swords and then the blackguard. Perfect. Everyone all together.
I crave battle.
Me too. Just the first two in guard mode, and let's get this thing started. We will begin by taking the high ground over here.
I am ready.
That belongs to me, thank you.
on to slaughter.
We'll send you guys up to scout.
To flay them for my banners.
Lay them for your banners. Gonna be a bloody banner. Because the Druki are indeed here for.
Let there be suffering.
No eyes on the enemies. We definitely need our scouts to move up now.
Murder awaits.
High opportunity for them to get ambushed. They're not the fastest. They are raptors pulling around a chariot filled with 3 Druki. That's gotta be pretty heavy.
Dark sorceress.
Fireballs would be great against the enemy Marauder Horsemen.
Eager for
Take to the top of this hill. We can roll down. Yes, indeed. Come after us. Fool.
Servant of Hecate.
Make every shot count. A couple of their horses are bleeding. Don't shoot the horses, though. Be kind. Leave the horses alone. Drop that about there. Our whole army's gonna have to walk through it. Sky Cauldron. I'm gonna wait for those idiots to get a little bit closer.
Eager for blood.
We can use magic to disrupt this group.
to destruction.
Of course, we can wait for them to start throwing stuff at us.
Slaughter them.
Turn around, and then we can blast them to bits.
We are ready.
A little bit short, but I think that they should at least stay there. Everyone else should be getting blasted apart. I didn't see anything. Ooh, it hit them. Didn't do that much damage, though.
Sorceress of
But we'll fireball their way. Any damage that they take, they should be able to heal.
Air of a new.
Might even slowing them down. All the magic on them.
Chariots for the king.
You guys falling back out of the woods here.
Setting forth.
Have the Blackguard go into the woods on this side.
Onward. Onwards to murder.
Wrong. You guys stay here.
Forward. Dealers
Blackguard are
in death.
gonna come in the woods.
Dark shards.
You two
Druki.
up on top of this hill.
Without question. Murder awaits.
Bring all the bleak swords round.
Murder awaits. Murder awaits.
Murder awaits.
Carnage calls.
And they're all fully intact units. We are not afeared even a little bit.
Onwards to murder. Carnage
Bring them towards our dark shards. And that'll be the end.
Going. Nagaroth.
Back through the line.
Malekith.
Now, like, no reason to use any of your magic there. You guys fall back. We'll just let the crossbows do their thing.
All shall tremble.
Bloody carnage.
A blanket of doom. Oh, sweet. Oh, sweet. Right in your noggin.
The true king.
You guys don't fall back, go straight through them.
Sorceress of
Falling back at
blood.
this point would be your doom.
Dark shards.
Perfect. Now go all the way through and drop down the rain of fire behind you in case they want to
Bleak
follow.
swords. Eager for battle. No mercy.
Let's turn and blanket these fools in doom.
Spreading misery.
By Cain. On to slaughter.
Charge on in. You need to fall back. You're not really rated for battle of any kind. Drop the Druki's version of the Bolt of Change in here.
Battle ready.
I think these Marauders are a little bit out of position, so we're going to destroy them. Oh, the Doom Bolt actually misses. Well, it sends a bunch of guys flying, so a miss it is not.
The black
Sorceress of blood.
Sure, you want to stand right there. It's completely safe. Ooh, but it wasn't. We missed you, but it wasn't safe. Chuck a fireball at these idiots.
Nagarothi. By Drakira.
More ice. Ice to meet you. That gets rid of all of those Marauders. We'll discharge this whole line here.
For slaughter.
Completely keeps the axe units from chucking those axes at anyone. Even with the completely lackluster chariot charge.
Destruction.
Rip those hearts on out. You guys go after this unit.
Sorceress of blood.
Everyone else stay here. And we can round up all of the extra free labor.
Cold-blooded killers.
Welcome to Nagranath. Catch you all in a moment.
I thirst with
And after that decisive victory, it's going to take a lot for the Lost Erectlings to actually manage to discover America before Columbus. We are going to get some extra workers by looting and occupying.
My coffers.
Build the coffers. Evil, super edgy Darth Vader. Chill wind, inspiring presence for the extra. I think we do need extra unit experience. We do have lots of our legendary lords in the area near us, and we are not going to be able to get the Armor of Midnight very easily. There's a quest you gain for this one, which is fighting High Elves, which the only High Elves in the area are down near Marienburg, which as soon as we claim Altdorf, or claim Albion rather, we're going to immediately charge down here and start doing what we can to take down the High Elves. So we need our armor. Our special armor belongs to Malekith. Prepare everything here in Ocnus. Port for us, which stops us from doing any kind of elite recruiting, which is a wee bit sad.
My cruelty knows no limits.
Okay, so Lakeland, we'll be able to get some handbow Corsairs, which are great. There's a bit pricey. Some Harpies for a bleeding melee attack. Harpies never work very well for me, but they've got no mercy. As long as they're winning, they cause fear. And they will allow enemies to bleed. Let's start, though, with Black Orc Corsair handbows. We're kind of a skirmish infantry. And then we'll go one more Spearman. Admiral Kevin, I'd like to also recruit some units from you. Regular old Black Orc Corsairs are pretty deadly, but they don't actually have any bonus versus infantry. A lot better in terms of melee attack and defense. Of course, the defense is exactly the same. It's a 50 melee attack, which is devastating. Let's go one more or two more Corsair handbows. Can't afford that many of them, but I think skirmish infantry are going to be very useful, especially with that extra bonus versus large missile strength. Demons are on our left and our right. We also have to deal with
I trust
you.
will not waste my time.
What if I send you a payment? A small gift would be 2,000. I'm thinking that the Jade Court and I are not going to be friends. We could declare on the Wood Elves here, but I think we want to do that after they take the Giant's Causeway. Try to be a little bit of a diplomat here with the Jade Court. I think it's going to be a really good idea to try to get them on side. No one else, though, we can get on side yet. We've not really met anyone else. As far as our rights, though, we go for the sacrifice to Hecate. It's a magic experience. nothing we want right now. As far as the glory to Malekith, so out of our 2 battles we gained, looks like 4 total. So it's a slow build up, definitely. Iron Fist. Maybe the best ones for us to go for these temporary offerings to start, simply because of their trying to boost our empire up. Crack the whips. Just the offering to Anathema for now. Save the rest of our Malekith powers. That'll be our first turn. Right, in the second turn of all of your campaigns that have the SFO mod on, are going to start up with the mod menu, letting you know that you can come on in to this icon here. You can change up your campaign in a whole bunch of different ways, making things easier or harder on yourself as you so wish. We're going to keep everything at default for now, but if you want to make any changes, this will be where it is. What we are then going to do, Be'lakor has shown himself, he just smashed the Lonely Ogmen. Do you have any settlements yet? No. I mean, with a couple of smart plays, we could get rid of Be'lakor right off the bat. I think it's a really good idea. We go after Citadel of Lead, which is likely what he's going to be going after. We could force him to either come after us or keep trying to just recruit up with normal marauders in the area, which I don't think is going to work out for him for long. Let's go ahead and finish off this province first. Go after Beast Peaks here. Prepare ourselves for another battle. Oh, good grief, or not. What happened to you guys? Lost Eriklings are in a bit of an economic slump. We'll auto-resolve this one because there's no one here, really. Gain a bit more authority and some more free workers. And we'll go ahead and loot and occupy for additional free workers. Malekith and all his, all the single ladies. We got it right unlocked. Sacrifice to Cain. The victims of Cain cannot go meekly into his halls. It must be bloody-handed murder. But once the blood is flowing, from whence will it stop? From nowhere at all. Let's repair this area. And let's add on in ourselves the conscription halls. Allow us to recruit up Red Spears and Dark Shards. Why are you all so shouty? Is it because everyone's having a bad time here? Recruitment cost for all units. That's not great. Malekith. Why is it going to take 2 turns? Oh, gross. And climate. Unpleasant climate.
Tyrant of Nagara.
Bring you in a little ways.
Damn you.
Need to make sure we know if Be'lakor can reach you, or if anyone here can.
Dreadlord of Nagara.
You're by yourself, and it's pretty dangerous.
Madness! No!
Alright, so Nutson's there. Let's pull back a little ways.
What now?
I just want to allow Malekith to be able to recruit from his armies, but I don't think we can.
I'm tired.
Unfortunate. For this turn, since we can't give Malekith any more troopers, because it'll take 2 whole turns to recruit them, we'll give the Fireball to Hagreen, and then we'll let Admiral Kevin do some recruiting. I would say just the Black Arc hand bows are going to be the way to go. Even if we can get a single unit, that'll just keep the Black Arc a little bit safer. Sacrifice to Cain. That's pretty excellent. We just need to make sure we're about to start fighting, because 25% more post-battle loot and casualties are going to be excellent, but it only lasts for 10 turns. We may pop that one when we get a little bit closer over here towards the Citadel of Lead. As we've got Lakeland now under control, Eating Dark Portents might allow us to reach the Citadel of Lead this turn. Income from slaves, recruit rank, sacrifices for Cain. And Highborn Hostages increases our control, but actually decreases our overall income from the forced workers, which is not great. Let's just go for the reading of Dark Portents. Let us move along a little bit faster. Nothing here increases our growth. Sacrifices to Cain would be pretty good, but I don't want to lose our slave population just yet. Go for the reading of Dark Portents, which will also allow us to replenish from our previous battles. And then what we're going to do is we're going to see how well Yuan Bo is doing against Sherwood Forest. Sorry, Robin Hood.
I am an immortal.
I'm gonna join your war against the Spirits of Sherwold, since it looks like you are winning. If you were losing, we absolutely wouldn't. But I'll take whatever gold you're willing to give us, 253.
My scribes
And
will
that'll
craft
continue to
terms.
increase our relationship with the Jade Dragon. Getting some Cathayan allies would be great. All sorts of useful artillery and other units we can use, including the Crowmen, which are just strictly better than anything that we can wield in terms of sky units. Alright. That's all we can get you for this turn. Angra decided to fall back, which means that Be'lakor is likely over here. They've just given up. Works for me.
Merciless.
We will move as far as we can.
Very well.
Very well. And then we could perhaps grab some Dark Shards now by speeding along this building, sending 150 of our laborers. I'd say it's time to grease the wheels of industry. That way we can also gain some more elite units.
I am the Witch
Come hither,
King.
lads. Elite swords are great. They just got reduced charge bonus for some reason. I think we need more Dark Shards. If we can afford them, we're going to buy them.
Tyrant of Nagaroth.
I'm going to keep you here, there, Admiral Kevin. Don't necessarily know. I guess all Be'lakor has to do is take down the Citadel of Lead, and then now he has them subjugated as well as he just sacked their settlements. That's probably the play. And Angra has fled, which allows Be'lakor easy access. Trade, please.
Eye of the
We're
Emperor.
building it up. Little at a time.
Speak.
How much would you be
I've
willing
been
to sue
looking
us for
forward
peace?
to this. Prepare to be ripped to shreds.
As long as Be'lakor actually takes these guys down, this is a good play. Yeah, let's do it.
No delay.
Peace treaty. Now that hurts our relationship with Yuan Bo, doesn't it?
Of whooshing.
Ooh, by -12. That was a mistake. We gained some gold, but nothing else.
Lord of Nagaroth.
Additional Dark Shard is probably the call. Frontline fighters, though, are going to be useful against anything the demons wield.
What?
You recruit anyone else? Just for good measure? I'd rather not. That's a lot of gold. I'd prefer to be on Malekith. Be'lakor did exactly what I expected, and he did take down Citadel of Lead. Actually, the last defenders have also pieced out with the Lost Eriklings.
How opportune.
I agree. You were here with none of your special abilities. Take you down.
Shadowed. Ever vengeful.
Don't have all that many units though, so this could get very dangerous.
Know my path. Good.
They already got some beasts of Nurgle. Not a good sign.
Agreed.
Main forces of the Citadel are weakened though. It's only going to be tier 1.
How opportune.
I agree, but I'm really concerned.
The true king.
We don't have any artillery at all. If we wait for another turn though, he is likely to...
I grow bored of
He's
hate.
likely to just attack us.
Of course.
Have extra troops too. This is such a tough call.
King, take this place.
One more turn of recruitment, we could grab some harpies and try to harass something on the walls themselves. Losing all our charge bonus is going to mean we're going to want to use our missiles as much as we can.
Shadowed.
If Be'lakor comes to face us, can we
My
take him
cruelty
down?
knows no limits.
Don't know is the answer. We don't have an encamp stance with the Druki, looks like. Okay. Hitting him now before he's able to replenish is going to be a good idea, but it doesn't look like we lost 80 soldiers at all taking the Citadel the first time.
Malekith, king of Nagaroth.
Alright, Malekith. Let's go ahead and fall fall back to
Spreading
these
mist.
crossroads so Bellicor can't chase in. And then let's try to grab a few more units, whatever is to be useful against the demons. So we'll grab another unit of Dread Spears to hold the line for a moment, and then some more Dark Shards, take us up to 5.
Dreadlord.
Then your stance is perfectly fine. Caring for Bellicor is going to be entirely key. Guanbo has taken down Sure-Wield Forest now, so they've lost all their land. 4 forest spirits.
The Druki are restless.
A lot of extra laborers here, and we have really suffering for our control. Let's switch over to demand highborn hostages just so we don't have a rebellion soon. We're gonna not be making as much gold from our workers. Sure-Wield are gone. I couldn't ask for a better reaction out of Bellicor here. Smart as you mean to go on, and your population will never know what they've been missing. We've got a sacrifice to authority unlocked. The Lady of Desire brawls the masses.
King Malekith.
I think now's the time we attack the Citadel of Lead. There is a very slim chance that he decides to attack us because he's deteriorating. Fighting both an Order faction and Bellicor same time would be a nightmare.
Begging for mercy.
There's a very high chance he just decides to attack us. In that case, Malekith, you go to take down the Citadel of Lead. Let's open ourselves up to a two-pronged war. So hopefully... Yeah, Bellicor despises Prokhar. He's not at war with anyone else, so let's give him a new enemy.
False.
See, I can't help but notice you just claimed the Citadel of Lead. I would like to take it from you. Problem is now we're going to have to sit and wait, and he can now reinforce and come over and attack us.
Attack.
Have to hope he has no
Lord of the Black Court.
other armies besides himself.
Granted.
It is going to be Malekith versus Bellicor here. Dark Conduit and Blood Frenzy are going to be pretty useful. Let's sacrifice some of our lads and hopefully deal with Bellicor. Blood Frenzy for everyone? That's awesome. Ton of extra armor piercing. Yoink. That'll help us rip through the Warriors of Chaos. Alright, Malekith, is there anything else we can use in our glory to Malekith to help us out? Go into the Air of Anarian. Bloodthirsty competition. I think it's going to be useful. Let's grab the Druki Discipline, and then we'll start trying to save for one of our permanent buffs. But fighting Bellicor is going to be very, very scary. Use our Discipline to crush the Citadel of Lead. And then, got Revel in Suffering, growth per region after winning a battle, continuous slave supply, exploit feuds. All of these are so good. Casualties captured are going to be useful. Let's go for growth when winning. Right. Income from ports is pretty nice too. Let's go with growth per winning, and then we'll grab the income. And then we'll grab the income.
Slaughter awaits.
Murderous Lord.
Save up while we can. I don't think Kevin can do any kind of reinforcing in Zeus battle, but he could get jumped from the other side if we're not careful. Maybe get another Lord
There is growing
for
unrest.
too long. 250. Hefty upkeep increase. And I know we can't afford them, but what's not going to let us even know? We're definitely going to be recruiting up a Dreadlord. Since in our little lore blurb it said he came out over to crush the Dreadlords, we gotta have our first one. Alright, Bellicor. Bring it. Before we end the turn, though, can we pass out any
Be still. The
Any
Dragon
payments to you?
Emperor's eye is upon
small gift?
you. You do not want to embarrass yourself.
Really, we're still deteriorating. Let's give him the gift. I hope he doesn't then to use that gift to stab us in the back.
Pleasure doing business.
We are improving yet again. Peace was useful, but I think it backfired more than anything else.
Or die.
Where does come back over to face us. It's just him by himself, but he has some spawn. Luckily, they're weakened. Definitely the most dangerous thing here is going to be the Hell Cannon and Bellicor himself. Ooh, does he have his abilities? Thankfully, we got to him before he has any of his abilities. Just Melkoth, which is fairly dangerous. He does have the Shadow Shroud, so he'll... He is super, super tanky boy for a moment. Right. Quick jump cut because I'm bumbling around for a while. Hope you all enjoyed this first episode. I have been at Space Wizard Total War. Remember to leave a like for the like god and a sub for the subathon. See you on the next one.